What is up, everyone? Today we're showcasing a really nice team with Mandibuzz in the Open Great League. I think Mandibuzz is currently extremely strong, probably the strongest it's ever been in the Open Great League meta, because ever since Registeel got Zap Cannon, the meta sort of shifted and a lot of Mandibuzz's answers declined in usage. We see less Azumarill now, we see less Charmers, we see a Charmer on the screen currently, but there's definitely less than there were before. Also, Registeel has kind of taken the place of Bastiodon. Bastiodon is way less common. It's another hard answer for Mandibuzz. So Mandibuzz just has a lot less to worry about. Of course, Mandibuzz still has to watch out for Registeel, which also counters it. But Registeel is way less hard of a counter to Mandibuzz than Bastiodon or the Charmers are. So overall, it's a good time for Mandibuzz in this match as well. I don't know their third, but I'm guessing it's probably some Ghost, maybe Trevenant, which it's also kind of common right now, and Mandibuzz loves to see it. Next up, Galarian Stunfisk Lead. Not too bad for the Covergrigus. About this team, by the way, this team was not created by me. This team was created by Arrow a couple seasons ago, and he ran it with great success. Even though there were a lot of Azumarills around, it worked really well now, and I think it's actually working better these days. I actually also ran it a couple seasons ago after Arrow suggested it to me. I have a video on that on the channel, so if you want to check out the old video, put the link down in the description. I also put a link down in the description to Arrow's Twitch channel, because Arrow also does live streams there, so go check him out. A really good player, so definitely a lot you can learn from him. Anyway, Covergrigus can beat the Galarian Stunfisk here in the one shield. This is where Dark Pulse comes in really handy. I used to always run Psychic on my Covergrigus just because it's nice coverage for like Venusaurs, Nidoqueens, but I think these days Dark Pulse is way more useful because getting to that move one Shadow Claw earlier comes in handy a lot of times. We've seen a Azumarill here, which I said wasn't common. These opponents really not really showcasing that, but it's definitely less present than it was. Didn't see that many today, and I got the Drapion here to kill it anyway, so they're just gonna let this move go. Alright, yeah, they do. And they have a Trevenant in the back, and I have Mandy, so this is basically over. GG. Covergrigus into Registeel. This is exactly where I wanna see it. This is a pretty even matchup actually, but in general, Covergrigus does have a slight edge over the Registeel, because the Registeel has to invest shields early and then debuff me. Otherwise they're gonna take a lot of damage from his first Shadow Ball. So I can definitely take shield advantage here, which is nice. I actually decided to switch in Sable into my Covergrigus after debuffing me. I thought was an interesting move. But I just bring in Drapion right there, which I think is a misplay. I should come in Mandibuzz into the Sableye, because it's a harder counter. But this is still fine. I can just shield up the return here and then build up a bunch of energy on Drapion. Just throw right before the next return, and then I have a crunch loaded for whatever decides to come in next, which I would guess is probably the Registeel again. It is, and this is so fine, because 2 crunches will bring this thing very low. Yeah, that's one coming through. Unfortunately, no defense drop, but that's fine. I'm just gonna throw another one. This will put the Registeel already almost in the red, I think. Yeah, and I just switch here because I thought there was probably gonna be something weak against Drapion in the back, so I just switch out, and it ends up being Covergrigus. So very weak against Drapion indeed, but also extremely weak against Mandibuzz, which I will just switch in now, and they know it's over, so they concede. We just keep seeing ghost types on this Mandibuzz. GG. Swampert Lead, not too bad. Covergrigus can win this matchup in the one shield, so that's what I'm gonna try to do. If they want a double shield, that's fine with me. I'll just bring in Mandibuzz at this point. No need to shield the first. Hydro Cannon doesn't kill. They get to the second one, definitely do wanna shield that up though. I'm gonna go for the Dark Balls right here. Unnecessary bait, to be honest. You should probably just go double Shadow Ball, but throwing Dark Balls bait is incredibly safe here because honestly they always shield. In the lead, they don't know if you have Dark Balls or Psychic, so actually all of them just play it safe and shoot it up. But you should really just go double Shadow Ball because they both take 14 Shadow Claws. Anyway, they're gonna throw another move here again. I just let it go. I'm not gonna outpace to the next Dark Balls, I think. So just let it go. Bring in my Mandibuzz at this point. And we'll take a Hydro here, which is unfortunate, but I'll just let it go. and throw an aerial ace to knock it out at that point, right before they can get to another Hydro. Now we have the Swampert out of the way, which might be nice for Drapion. Problem with Swampert Lead, it's often Skarmory in the back, which is not great for Drapion. And they also have a Galarian Stunfisk, which is also not great for Drapion. Also not great for Mandibuzz, but Mandibuzz actually has a lot of play here. Galarian Stunfisk is kind of why I'm running Dark Pulse on Mandibuzz, because Dark Pulse Mandibuzz, if you have a Snarl advantage, can actually win versus G-Fisk if you use a couple shields. So yeah, Dark Pulse on Mandy is just really nice. Unfortunately, I was already chipped by the Swampert, so that wasn't gonna happen, unfortunately. I'm just gonna throw another Dark Pulse here, though. I really hope I can get to another one, and I do. If I wouldn't have gotten there, I think my Drapion would have been able to get to a Crunch and knock this out, though, so it's not all bad. Actually gonna store up a bunch of energy here and switch out into Skarm. I'm pretty sure they're one away from double Rock Slide at that point. Honestly, quite interesting. They didn't throw, but I think they might be expecting, like, I don't know, maybe a Bastiodon on the back, maybe my own Galarian Stunfisk. So they want to save an Earthquake on that Stunfisk. So kind of a smart play, but I do have a Drapion, so doesn't really work out for them that well because the Skarmory deals fine with Drapion as well. Look at that Brave Bird. I'm just gonna throw my Crunch right away into this Skarmory because I can't build up to 2 Crunches anyway. Otherwise, I would have done that. Would have had a Crunch ready here for Stunfisk, but there was no point because I wasn't going to get there. They should still be 1 shot away, so my Snarl should be able to kill. But I lag, dude. I lag for 1 turn. And because of that, they get the Mud Shot and the Rock Slide. That should not have happened. I should have been able to just Snarl that down. That is very unfortunate. Lag cost me that match. Sirfetch'd Lead. Really good for Cofagrigus. They do have access to Night Slash, though. That will do a good chunk of damage, but no one to shield it. Cofagrigus is incredibly tanky. It's not a stab move, so this shouldn't do that much. At this point, I'm just going to go for the Dark Pulse bait again. It's just an incredibly safe bait. And even though you only save 5 energy, that could come in very clutch later on in the game, because then you get to the next Dark Pulse 1 Shadow Claw earlier than you would have done if you hadn't baited. I'll throw another Dark Pulse here. Actually lands on the Sableye. Very nice catch by my opponent here this time. I'm not going to go in Drape. I'm going to go in with a Mandibuzz into the Sable. Because Mandibuzz can just tank any move here. I wouldn't have to shield up a return. Which I won't. Because Mandibuzz, absolute tank. I'm going to throw Dark Pulse now. I wasn't really that aware of the damage ranges. I don't want to kill this. I want to put it in farm down range. But I really should have just hit all the bubbles, because if I don't throw my move now, they're gonna reach another return, which I don't want, so I'm forced to throw an aerial ace here. If I had just done all my bubbles, I would have gotten a much nicer farm. I throw the aerial ace here instantly, which was really dumb. I don't know why I did that. For some reason, I thought they were gonna come in Sirfetch'd, which makes no sense, so I should not have done that. But we should be fine at this point. I throw a Dark Pulse into the Reggie. That actually did a good chunk of damage. In comes Sirfetch'd. I bring in Cofagrigus. At this point, I'm just gonna shoot this up. I can farm down the Sirfetch'd. They shouldn't be able to farm me down with Registeel after that. But they actually got the boost on Sirfetch'd, which is quite painful, because those counters now actually did enough to where this Registeel can farm me down barely before I get to another move. I bring in my Mandibuzz here, though, to soak energy, because I don't want to get zapped on my Drapion. They actually run Flash, which is very interesting. But makes sense, actually. They run a Sirfetch'd Lead, so they kind of need Flash Cannon to be able to hit like Nidoqueen. So actually makes a lot of sense. They're not running the Focus Blast. Very, very unique moveset by my opponent here, but doesn't end up working out for him, because my Drapion is just going to hit 2 crunches here, and that's game over. GG. That's the nice part about Registeel. It's so slow to recharge move. They're so expensive that Pokemon that outspam it can just do so much damage against it. Ooh, alright. The Charmer I said didn't really exist anymore. Alolan Ninetales in the lead. Not great. Also, I had a 1-turn lag at the start, so I actually throw my move on alignment there. Normally, I would throw my move in the middle of the charm, which doesn't allow them to switch. Now they actually did switch, so they actually caught my Dark Pulse. But because the game is broken, it didn't fire. So I guess I got unlucky because of the lag at the start, and then I got lucky because of the refund in the middle. So you know what? I guess that evens out. I will take it. I will take it. In comes Vigoroth. Actually kind of an awkward Pokemon for this team. I think Cofagrigus is my best answer, but I kind of want to save those moves for the Alolan Ninetales. So just bringing my Mandibuzz here, my weakest link versus the Alolan Ninetales, so I'm glad to use it here. Don't use any shields though, because I know I can survive those body slams and get to another Dark Pulse, so knock out the Vigoroth. In comes the Ninetales here probably, so I'm just going to switch out instantly into Cofagrigus to have my Mandibuzz still left in the back for a potential catch. One Shadow Ball coming through, they throw a move here, I'm just going to let it go. I know I can take the Weather Ball and still get to another Shadow Ball. If I shield this, I'm not going to get the 2 Shadow Balls anyway, so I don't think there was any point shielding that. Just going to Shadow Ball the Ninetales. Also, I don't really want this thing to shield, because if they shield, they're still going to get so much charm damage from my Drapion. So they know shield, that's great. I can farm it down at this point. Wait out my clock though. Maybe it wasn't that smart. Maybe I should have not waited out the clock. Actually, no, I should have, because their timer was already up, like, way before this. So, when my clock is smart, now I can potentially catch a move on my Mandibuzz later. Because Swampert versus Drapion, even with the shield advantage I have, is not great, because they will outpace me to 3 Hydro Cannons. So, I think we're really gonna have to rely on catching the 3rd move here. They need 14 Mud Shots for 3 Hydro Cannons. I need 15 for my 3 crunches. So I think we're gonna CMP here actually, because they did deny and sneak, so they're actually 1 ahead of me. So I catch it, all my Mandibuzz. Now I make sure they can't catch, so I don't throw immediately. They bring in A9, I'm just gonna throw my crunch now when I'm at 2, so I should have 1 loaded for the Swampert now. And it's a GG, because this shoot knockout, if I wouldn't have caught that move, that was definitely over. So that was very well played by me, GG. Cofagrigus into Venusaur, really not bad, but I switched to Drapion straight away because I have 2 way better answer Venusaur in the back in Drapion and Mandibuzz. And I lure out the Galarian Stunfisk, which is also exactly the point, because now my Mandibuzz gets to avoid this Galarian Stunfisk. It's quite nice, and Drapion versus Galarian Stunfisk is really not as bad as you would think. I get the 2 crunches here before they get to the Earthquake. I am gonna shield this up though, because... well, if I shoot up an Earthquake here, I can get to another crunch before they reach the next and burn a shield off of them. And if they Earthquake again, I can burn another shield. So that is quite nice. Throwing here exactly when they have another Earthquake ready. I'm definitely gonna shoot this up, because if this is an Earthquake, I can get another shield here. But it was just a Rock Slide, unfortunately. Kind of a waste of a shield, actually. Can throw another move here on the CMP. There should be another Earthquake now. Though maybe they can just Rock Slide me. No, even if they Rock Slide me, I can actually get to another crunch. So that wouldn't be a great play to Earthquake me, take me out. I bring in Kova here. They actually switched to Venusaur. I tried to catch here, but I was too late. I counted 1 less Vine Whip when they switched, so that's kind of unfortunate. But since they switched in Venusaur here, they probably have another answer. My guess is that they have another answer to Cofagrigus in the back, so that's why I felt safe staying in. Gonna throw the Shadow Ball, farm him down. And then hopefully whatever is in the back, I can take care of with a Mandibuzz. What comes in? Bastiodon. Oh, I thought this thing was gone. I thought, it turned out I lied. This thing is not gone. It's not gone, unfortunately. It's less common. It's not gone. It's not gone. But Mandibuzz is a tank. Mandibuzz is a tank. So maybe I still have a shot here. Unfortunately, we lag a little bit here, though. I think it's mutual, so they got in their smackdowns as well. They're gonna get the Stone Edge here now, too. But look at this. Look at Mandibuzz. Just eating it up. They did nothing. They did absolutely nothing. I'm gonna be able to get to 2 more Dark Pulses here. This is, again, where Dark Pulse comes in very handy. I would not be able to do this with Foul Play. Throw another Dark Pulse here. Actually, maybe I would be. Maybe I would... Actually, maybe I would have been able to go throw 3 of them. I make a mistake here. I thought the Stunfisk was lower, and I also thought the Stunfisk was gonna be able to farm down my Mandibuzz, but I was mistaken. I'm very lucky they go for the Rock Slide here into my Cofagrigus, because they could have just farmed me down, but my Mandibuzz would have reached the Aerial Ace here. But since, like, I had no energy, they outpaced me. My only win condition there, and the win condition I should have gone for, would have been farming up with Mandibuzz, and then catching a move. On the Cofagrigus. Catching the Rock Slide on the Cofagrigus, so I can then get to the Aerial Ace on the Mandibuzz. That was a winnable game. Even though I was quite hard countered, it was a very winnable game. So Fortunate that I misplayed there. Still GG. Alright, Cofagrigus into Walrein. Pretty good matchup for my Cofagrigus. Again, the 1-turn lag at the start. Very unfortunate. I had it a lot yesterday. I go for the Dark Pulse bait here. I think you should not go for this. Always go double Shadow Ball here. It's way, way, way safer. Because Walrein doesn't have to shield there. They don't always shield. So going Shadow Ball there, I think is much, much better play. Luckily, Cofagrigus is a tank, and I can actually take 2 of these Icicle Spears and get to another Shadow Ball afterwards. Kind of some more. I kind of stood still there because I got my Shadow Claw through. I thought I was already going to be at the Shadow Ball, but I wasn't, so I had to do another Shadow Claw. And then throw in the middle of the Powder Stone to make sure they didn't catch. Luckily, that barely worked out. I bring in my Drapion here. I was expecting them to just Icicle Spare me, but no, they Earthquake. I let it go. This looks terrible at this point. Looks terrible. That was also a very bad play, by the way. I don't know what I'm doing. I should have just shielded. Because even if the Icicle Speared, I would have shielded the second Icicle Spear. Right? So I might as well just shield the first one. So that was a useless no shield. But let's see, maybe Mandibuzz can do it. In comes the Deoxys. Mandibuzz looking pretty strong right now. Mandibuzz looking pretty strong. 1 Dark Pulse into the Deoxys. Almost kills him. They're gonna get to a move here. Hopefully it's Thunderbolt. Because if it's Thunderbolt, they don't get to another move very quickly. It's a Rock Slide, which kind of painful, means 2 kill. In comes Trevenant. And I have the ultimate wall to Trevenant on the field right now. The Deoxys, by the way, should still be at least like 1 or 2 counters away from the next Rock Slide. So I just farm down this Trevenant. I should be able to Dark Pulse the Deoxys. And they know what's gonna happen, so they concede. And it is a GG. Mandibuzz putting in all the work there to finish off this video. Like I said earlier on, I think Mandibuzz absolute monster now, so definitely go give it a go. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.